Thanks for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani Saint-Jean. Coming up, new $2.8 million police station commissioned in Kallibishi and a number of community projects to benefit the Petit Savanne Constituency. Details of our headline stories and more after this. Thank you for staying with us. The government of Dominica has spent over $2.7 million to enhance the safety and security of residents of the northeast of the island. Between April 2013 and September 2014, a new state-of-the-art structure was constructed in Kallibishi to house police officers who serve the area. The new police station was officially commissioned on Wednesday. His Excellency President of Dominica, Charles Savre, and his wife, several ministers of government and other government officials, as well as officials of the Dominica Police Force, were present to witness the occasion. The Honorable Minister for Housing, Lands and Water Resource Management, Reginald Austrie, represented the Honorable Prime Minister.
This gift to you is our way of showing you that you have a government which cares and gives priority to your safety and your protection. It has been recognized that the preservation and maintenance of law and order and a peaceful and safe and secure society resides to a large extent on the effectiveness and efficiency of the police force, and that strategically located police stations improves the ability of the police to maintain a stable and peaceful environment in our country. Your communities were traditionally known as an area dominated by agriculture, but which today is moving towards a more diversified economy. And as you move to a more diversified economy, your society becomes more complex. We require a more stable and secure environment for your business to thrive. Kallibishi is also one of the fastest growing communities in the Northeast, with a relatively modern housing stock and a large number of small business operators. I am sure you have concerns about the protection of your life and property, and we therefore saw it our responsibility to address your safety and security concerns.
The police station will serve the communities of Kallibishi and Solder, Anseme and environs. These communities form part of the Petit constituency. Member of Parliament for the area, Rosalind Paul, says while the police service is critical in the upkeep of the security of communities, the police cannot do it alone. She appealed for more collaboration between the community and the police.
Evidence all around us suggests that there is an apparent direct link between a safe and progressive community, and that the feelings of safety is closely linked to the ability of individuals, family, and community to function effectively. There is strong belief that positive social relationships, trust, and informal groups involved in positive collaborative action are essential to crime prevention. Already, the community of Kallibishi has proven itself as being proactive in ensuring crime prevention. I commend the community, and in particular the tourism beach monitoring officers under the National Employment Program, which have greatly assisted in curbing the occurrence of criminal activities on the beaches within vicinity.
The new station has resulted in an increase in the number of police officers stationed in the area, moving from 4 to 11. In addition, for the first time, female officers are deployed to serve the area. The wife of His Excellency the President cut the ribbon, marking the official commissioning of the building. The Honorable Minister for Justice, Immigration and National Security, Rayburn Blackmore, officially handed over the keys to the building. Like the MP for Paybush, the Honorable National Security Minister called for a renewed thrust in community policing in the Northeast. He also had this message for officers of the law.
For all intents and purposes, therefore, this is your home. You are therefore to own it as yours. Please demonstrate a sense of ownership to this facility by taking care of it. Also ensure that the bond that exists in a home is characteristic of the new atmosphere that you have been already started to cultivate. I know this facility is comfortable because when I came there, I noted that several months ago. And you might be inclined, therefore, to sit here and wait for the public to come to you with complaints. Let me say to you, in clear and simple terms, that in this new dispensation going forward, the calls for creative ways to doing things, you therefore need to find yourself where the people are, on the playing fields, at the street corners, at the bars, in the churches, and on the beach. Good accommodation by itself will not ensure efficient and top quality policing services. What is indeed needed in 2015 and beyond is smooth relations between the police and the community within which the police operate.
Chief of Police Daniel Carbon thanked government for its continued commitment to providing proper working conditions for law enforcement officers. He says arrangements are in place to ensure the proper maintenance of the building.
I am pleased with the present structure and the efforts by all to ensure that this building was brought to completion. I know that Inspector Riviere, in the vote of thanks, will express our gratitude. But as the Chief of Police, I need to thank the government of Dominica for sourcing the funds for the construction of this police station. Let me assure you that the necessary arrangements are in place for the proper care and maintenance of the building. By construction of this police station, the government has invested heavily into the security of the state, and so Kallibishi and surrounding communities must enjoy a low crime rate.
The building was constructed by Stucco Company Limited. Over 18 individuals were employed during the 68-week construction period. The almost $2.8 million project was funded through the Dominica Social Security. Residents of the Pishley community now have access to a number of facilities in a centralized area, making it a hub of the community. The area houses a health center, church, basketball court, and resource center. One of the more critical areas for the community is the access to health care. The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Petit Savanne Constituency, Dr. Kenneth Daru, says a fairly newly constructed bridge and road now gives proper access to the health center in the area.
If you would recall what this area looked like before, it was being served by just a small footpath, a small bridge over the Pishley River, not motorable, could only accept one person at a time walking over. And this is a project that the Pishley community has been asking for, waiting for years, decades. And I consider this project probably one of the highlights of my career, at least at the constituency level. Not in terms of monetary value per se, but in terms of the impact it would have had on the Pishley residents, because in particular the health sector. One can imagine the difficulty in accessing the health center, especially by the elderly, not so mobile residents in the past. Right now, the vehicle, the ambulance, whatever, can drive all the way up to almost to the waiting area of the health facility.
The Dominica Labour Party administration invested almost $400,000 in the construction of the bridge and road. Also in the area is the resource center, which also houses the village council office. The project was funded under the Basic Needs Trust Fund, BNTF 6, at a cost of over $134,000. The facility serves as a meeting place for many groups in the community. The basketball court is still under construction. Government has already spent close to $80,000 on the facility and is awaiting the finishing touches before it can be commissioned.
I really would like to also reach out to the community, especially the Pishne basketball team, to really take ownership, because spending this amount of money on one sporting facility for a small community is quite a bit, and I'm really hoping also that the authorities, the basketball authorities, the people organizing matches, when this is complete, that they will also take notice and see how they can even card national games, because when this is done, I wouldn't say state of the art, okay, but it's going to be a high quality basketball court with LED lighting and proper scoreboard, shot clock. We're hoping that the basketball authorities can also take notice and really cut some national games here, which I think is also going to enhance the community, being a traditional, quiet, peaceful community, but a little social activity, sporting activity, I'm sure is going to go a long way to enhancing the socio-economic status of the Pishne community.
Basketball players and fans are enthusiastic about the recent upgrade.
Before we had some plywood backboards which took a lot of damage from rain and wear as well. But if these now, you can see, are going to last for a good while, a long while. It looks real nice. Oh, this can help us bring games into Pishne. That's why it's a big sport in Pishne, very big. But we don't have the facility to host games right now. But I think when this is done, we'll not only host games in the south, but regionally as well, as inter-school, as other big events. I think this is an incentive for people who's just starting out, come on the court and have fun, play games. If you're serious in basketball, you can take your game to the next level. Or you need a proper facility. I think this is what we need right now to change the way we view basketball and be more serious.
This totals some $615,000 of investments by the Labour Party administration in the Pishne community. You're watching National Focus. Still to come, Kallibishi MP talks development plans for her constituency. Stay tuned.
Children, remember, adults should not ask you to keep secrets that make you feel uncomfortable.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. In more news from the Petit Savanne Constituency, a few livestock farmers in the community of Bagatelle are getting into the business of rearing pigs. 4 young farmers have gained government support in their efforts to supply the growing needs for pork and pork products in the area. The new piggery is starting off small with the intention of expanding in the coming years. Chris Roy Fontaine is one of the farmers.
There's only one really big establishment that in the whole south. So we realized that we want to go into the piggery because we've seen it's a good vibes, man. We've seen it can elevate itself, elevate ourselves to agriculture is the way to go. Right now we're starting off with 15 pigs and we plan to expand on the business. So as time goes along, we'll go up to 30 pigs and 45 pigs. So I guess the larger the amount of pigs, the bigger the population we can supply. We got a lot of assistance from the Honorable Kenneth Darrow. He gave some funding for the piggery. We're very thankful for it every day, and we're putting it in sufficient use.
The parliamentary representative for the Petit Savanne constituency, Dr. Kenneth Darrow, says government has invested up to $25,000 into the project with the construction of the building and the stock of animals to start the program. Dr. Darrow says this will add to the ever-growing pork festival in Bagatelle.
We know, of course, the importance of pigs or pork to this area. We know the famous Bagatelle Pork Festival, which is really picking up steam over the past year or so, 2 years. The festival has really expanded, has really grown. What we've seen happen is that a lot of times when the pork festival comes around, the vendors would have to most times purchase the pork and the pork products from the outside of Bagatelle. So they felt that it would be a good opportunity for them to invest in rearing of some pigs, and of course to provide the pork festival, and of course for sale, for sustainability, to help themselves and their family.
The young farmer says the piggery should be operational by the end of September. The Bureau of Gender Affairs hosted a human rights capacity building workshop on the international human rights system on Thursday. The workshop placed a special emphasis on the Universal Periodic Review recommendations, sexual and reproductive health, and reproductive rights and gender. Acting Director of the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Kira Paul, says government continues to support the prohibition of discrimination of all citizens. According to Paul, the workshop is critical to her department's goal of tackling current trends in the region which point to growing concerns of high levels of crime, domestic violence, and child abuse, among other social issues.
Human rights education and training is an empowerment tool and a tool for peaceful societal transformation with a gender perspective and a framework for social development, all in line with the goal of the Ministry of Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, which is to deliver services aimed at alleviating poverty, improving gender equality, and improving the quality of life of citizens to enhance access to opportunities irrespective of gender or social class. Therefore, this training in sexual and reproductive health and reproductive rights and gender is of paramount importance to increase local knowledge related to human rights in the area of sexual and reproductive health and rights, and to understand the implications for national development.
The workshop was expected to provide insight on international regulations and procedures relevant to Dominica's context, as well as to review the international recommendations made specifically with regards to women's sexual reproductive health and rights. Representatives of the United Nations and civil society organizations were on island to facilitate Thursday's workshop. GIS will bring you more on this in a subsequent newscast. The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Petit Constituency, Rosalind Paul, has expressed renewed commitment to her constituency. Honorable Paul says she has partnered with the village councils of the communities in her constituency to undertake several projects aimed at reducing the vulnerability of these communities and promoting sustainable development.
In recent months, the government provided resources for a number of small projects to include the completion of Kallibishi Resource Center Road, the construction of drains that eliminating the undermining of the Methodist Church, which is designated as a hurricane shelter right here in Kallibishi, and works are soon to begin on the Savanne Kallibishi Reach Feeder Road, which has served the community well in the past as an alternative route in times of natural disaster. Also major on the cards are a number of other community projects targeted for the year and which you will learn of later, but includes the River Wall project funded by the BNTF and the storm drains in all three communities, including Kallibishi Flat under the Disaster Vulnerability Restructuring Project. We are also very aware that the community is eagerly awaiting the new school and designs for the Kallibishi school, and this will be available shortly so that we could see the construction of the Kallibishi Primary School.
Construction of the school will begin in the next financial year. Honorable Paul was speaking at an official ceremony to commission the new Kallibishi police station on Wednesday. And that's the English segment of the news. McPherson St. Luce is up next with Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, compagnie d'Exia qui a fait provision en vieille maison en sous d'Espéa pour un nom business servi pour store d'awi agriculture qui peut tuer hors habitants sud-est pays. Mon parlement pour la plaine, honorable Petit Saint-Jean, fait allocation $20,000 l'argent nous pour reconstruire Maison Salam à une manière où on un bon service par habitants sud-est pays.
Directement derrière marché ça là, nous avons vieux case là, ça c'est vieux chef d'exta. Case ça là été bâti comme l'année qui passée à partir de 35-40 ans. Mais case ça là, ça nous a créé Dexia Parking House il croisé, il pas vraiment bon et ça il pas qu'à servir. Nous avons un projet avec un homme qui a gagné un produit en la plaine en sud-est pays là et qui a vendu, transporté et vendu en Saint-Thomas. Ça c'est monsieur Simon Thomas, nous avons créé Blood ici. Nous avons un projet avec nom ça là, nous avons bâti, rebâti Kaidexia et General Manager Dexia, j'ai d'accord. Ça nous avons espéré actuellement c'est on liste hot Dexia pour y commencer le travail en les shed ça là. Quand on parle rep, moi mettez commandé et moi trouvé $20,000 pour aider en projet ça là. Tout de suite nous calculer qui travail qui commencer à les shed Dexia.
En la nouvelle, scientists au Brazil te ici en Dominica 20 officiers quarantine, gourmet virus red palmite. Parole celle-là sorti au officier quarantine Dominique Nisseran Ansem.
On scientist qui a fait travail en biological control. Il a venu Dominique travailler avec nous red palmite. C'est qui traîne nous comment pour identifier comment pour faire natural enemy, comment pour garder pour natural enemies là. C'est les autres scientists là, nous avons parlé à la conférence, c'est pour que nous collaborer parce que nous voyons en conférence avec nous, le travail là nous fait, nous les travaillons ensemble. Parce que si nous ne travaillons pas ensemble, bagaille ça la maladie qui allait tout le monde la terre qui est dessus. Problème agricole, c'est problème tout le monde. C'est pas un problème Dominique, c'est problème tout le monde dans la terre. So, nous pouvons travailler ensemble. Pour nous regarder comment nous mettre mise en place, pour nous pêcher ces maladies ça là, rentrer dans d'autres pays, mettre des programmes en place pour nous contrôler. So encore, il y a pas ces consultants ça là, il y a venu Dominique, il y a déjà venu Dominique, nous avons les autres là à confiance.
En la nouvelle, Dominique s'est gardé devant pour taper meilleure justice, sinon la loi qui a gouverné le pays, tout ça a tombé sinon le budget 2015-2016. Qui sorti passé en parlement. Parole celle-là sorti au ministre de Justice, Honorable Ribbon Blackmore. Selon Honorable Blackmore, bagay celle-là qui avance situation économique dominicaine, on l'a eu tapé mais service décision et puis il pas ni à espérer on longtemps avant une décision sortie. Il dit en info cela, gouvernement a augmenté et puis oui visiter loi et puis pour réformer. En info cela, gouvernement a enacté un legal professional bill en payant. Ministre Sanla a tapé à l'occasion 52,2 millions de dollars hors budget national 2015-2016. Et puis finalement, le département maintenance compagnie de Wasco bien important. Parole Sanla sur l'officier relations publiques, M. Edward Regis. C'est le M. Regis, ça même c'est musique qui met en place pour faire le système Sanla marcher bien.
C'est un butin d'Awasco qu'a fait tous les jours. Nous avons un département ici, nous qui est maintenance department, maintenance and operation department. Et qu'on a tous les jours, qu'on a voiture d'Awasco, avec un monde qui a travaillé d'Awasco, on a fait 7 qui nous fait maintenance. Avec ça est important parce que autant là, on peut ça péter avec nous pour faire rangement, nous pour ranger, mon gars pour connexion Glo tous les jours. C'est pas ni Glo tout seul, nous toujours capables de contre Glo, mais dans Wasco aussi, c'est une compagnie qui a pour tuer service sewage. So, nous c'est nous tout partout tout monde qui a fait certains qui système là qui travaille bien.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole. Pour à présent, non moins c'est McPherson. Au revoir.
Coming up next, find out why you shouldn't skip breakfast.
Child abuse is unacceptable. Child abuse is not cultural, it is criminal. And one child abuse is one too many.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
According to scientists, skipping breakfast may make you hungrier and more likely to eat larger meals, which leads to a surge in blood sugar. Such spikes can pave the way for diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol levels, all risk factors that can snowball into a heart attack. To ease your body into a more consistent blood sugar pattern, try some oatmeal, whole wheat toast with almond butter, or an omelette with spinach and avocado. I'm sure there is a host of other healthy breakfast ideas to choose from. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kimani. Thank you for watching.